a school that has no walls, a sauce that will make you a hero at your next cookout, an obstacle course that will bring out the ninja warrior in you. Welcome to In Live. We have a lot to share. I'm Melissa McTee, and you're watching In Live. We're all about the fascinating people and places featured on the pages of In Magazine. Think of us as In Magazine come to life. Joining us now is Danny Mogul, the editor of In.
Melissa, I'm so excited to be sharing these stories.
Well, it's summer, and you can't get through summer without outdoor grilling. The secret of grilled food is a great tasting sauce, and we were able to convince cookbook author Patricia Wilson to share her recipe for a raspberry sauce.
It is quick, easy, and very tasty.
Hi, I'm Patricia Wilson, and welcome to The Artful Kitchen. I'd love to show you today how to make homemade raspberry sauce. It's the season of cookouts, and this sauce is perfect. You only need 4 ingredients. This is a bag of frozen raspberries that have been thawed. This is some fig preserves. This doesn't have any sugar in it. It's sweetened with natural fruit juice. This is maple syrup, and I'm lucky that my husband's brother has a maple syrup farm, so we are enjoying maple syrup. And then a half of an orange. So I'll show you how easy this is to make it. First, you just put the berries into the blender. I like it a little bit thick. You just give that a quick blend for a quick second. Okay. Okay, so put that back into the bowl. We put in our preserves, our maple syrup, and then squeeze in the orange juice. Okay, and so then what you want to do is just carefully stir that and mix that up. Okay, and then the sauce goes into a saucepan, just carefully like this. And then that's gonna go on the stove, and you're just gonna boil that actually to simmer for about 10 to 20 minutes. You only just wanna do it long enough to get the extra liquid out and to let the jam melt. Raspberries too, I wanna mention, are packed with vitamin C. The seeds especially have essential oils and vitamin E, and they contain anti-cancer properties, all kinds of healthy things, plus they're delicious. So I'll show you what I made. This is pork that I actually marinated in the sauce, and then I baked that roasted that in the oven. You can do that on the grill, and then I brushed a little more on top of it. This is salmon and tilapia, and then this is chicken breast with the sauce, and then obviously fresh fruit, and for kids and adults, peanut butter with celery. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know how you like it. For more easy homemade recipes, check out my book, The Art of Gluten-Free Living, and visit me at patriciacwilson.com.
You can find more of Patricia's recipes in the magazine.
When it comes to grilling, I really love vegetables fresh from the garden. But I have to confess, although I love that fresh food, I hate all the work that goes into gardening.
Okay, Melissa, what if I told you that you could have that garden without having to do any of that hard work? Meet Mike LOGGINS, the man behind Micro Family Farms.
We started Micro Family Farms with the goal of providing families with the freshest fruits and vegetables possible. After a lifetime of benefiting from fresh food, I really had a desire to share it with others. So I developed a way that families could join in the harvest as well. And that's really what Micro Family Farm's about.
We have 7 children, and Micro Family Farm has just given us an opportunity to be as a family outside and doing things that we enjoy doing together. We harvest together and we eat together.
We love the idea of organic foods, but on top of being organic, we also liked the idea of farm to table, so that you had the optimum nutrition that you could possibly have.
3 years ago, and I went through cancer treatment, and I became really acutely aware of how things tasted and how bad the food that we were eating tasted. And so we're trying to forge a new relationship with what we eat.
The boys love to come out in the morning, grab their own peppers or leaves of lettuce for their lunch, stick it in their lunchbox and go.
I've been doing this for 28 years. I normally do perennials and annuals, but I've gotten into the vegetable aspect of it. The unique thing about microfamily farms is that we grow a lot of varieties, heirloom varieties, that you don't typically see in most of these box stores, retail stores that you find in most cities.
The foundation of organic gardening is the soil, and it's the first thing we do when we arrive at your home. We begin that radical transformation of sterile soil into a living, breathing organism. We've built a system that can be implemented on anybody's yard, backyard, front yard. As long as we have 8 hours of full sun, we can grow a cornucopia of wonderful fruits and vegetables for you.
What we're looking for is flavor, of course, but we need something for this region that will do well here. We look for heat tolerance, humidity tolerance, and if we find something that might have some kind of disease resistance, that's a bonus. But we try to keep that garden producing 12 months out of the year.
I was totally against any garden in my yard because if I think about a garden, I think about weeds. And Mike was 99% effective in getting rid of weeds. Our garden is clean and not full of weeds.
But not using any pesticides either. We love that he takes the organics. He's using, garlic and sea kelp and able to prevent some of the things that most people have to ward off with traditional pesticides.
It's so cool to be able to walk out and see what you're eating and know what it looks like a week ago and know what went on it or what didn't go on it.
I think microfamily farms can transform your life from the way you eat to the way you perceive food to your overall health, and that's our hope and our desire is that we can bring the harvest to your table.
Mike Loggins is an expert when it comes to gardening, but when it comes to coffee roasting, there's another expert in town.
Melissa, I drink a lot of coffee. I just, until recently, didn't know much about coffee. And that's why I turned to Master Roaster Jonathan Ram for answers.
So I'm Jonathan Ram. I'm the owner here at Porticulture Coffee Roasters. We are a small micro roastery in Tyler, Texas, and we are bringing craft coffee to Tyler. The two biggest variables we're working with coffee roasting are time and temperature. As roasters, what our job is just to find good combinations of gas and airflow, those times and temperatures, to be able to bring out the qualities of the coffee that we want. So this is green coffee. This has been processed off of a cherry on a coffee plant. And so the processing is equally as important as just having a good, healthy coffee plant and a healthy crop, because it has to be taken off of that, picked off the coffee bush and processed quickly enough that it doesn't start fermenting in a negative way. All coffee has a little bit of positive fermentation, and that's controlled in different ways with different processes, but this is the raw product that we get in, that we buy, that comes in the big burlap bags that everyone's familiar with, either 130 pounds or 150 pounds. And even within this, this can tell us a good bit about the quality of the coffee. We have really good quality coffee here, so we don't have a lot of problems with like holes where like little beetles have bored into, or a lot of variation in size. But these beans are a little bit smaller than the roasted process, because once we roast them, they actually have two different times that they expand. Most of our coffees actually have to go through the one stage, but they pop open a little bit like popcorn. This is the same coffee, but a finished roast. This one has just gone through that first stage of the cracks that I was talking about, the first crack, and we stopped this roast right before the second one where they would expand again. But you can see this is just a nice medium roast. Not a lot of oil showing on the beans. This is kind of where we like to be for our crowd-pleasing coffees. Just good solid breakfast coffees. They're good with cream and sugar. People like to add that to their coffee. So coffee roasting is definitely a blend of science and art. In order to reproduce our coffee roasting recipes, one, we have just a big dumb spreadsheet of times and temperatures for the coffees that we want. We have different gas levels set for different weights of the green raw product that we're roasting. And then we also have some nice roast logging software that creates a really nice graph for all the coffees as we roast them. So it allows us to monitor the process and make sure that things are staying on track with the profile that we found to come out nicely in the first place. And then obviously, aside from production, cupping and just drinking your product consistently and critiquing it is super important. And obviously that's the fun part, is getting to enjoy the final product, but that's where we really make most of our adjustments. We don't want to just look at a graph on a computer and make an adjustment based on a graph. We want to be tasting the coffee, and if it tastes a certain way, we want to use the past knowledge that we have from the graph to change the way that we're roasting it.
Now I'm in the mood for a great cup of coffee, but I want to enjoy my coffee, kicking it back and taking it easy on a large porch overlooking Lake Tyler. Do you think even a place like that exists?
Melissa, I can guarantee you such a place exists. It's the magazine's showcase home. Here's a look at the home through the lens of Tyler photographer David White.
On the tip of the peninsula out at Lake Tyler sits an unmistakable home. With its large wraparound porches and observation deck, it offers a spectacular view of the lake. It was built by custom home builder Mike Ratliff of Tyler and decorated by interior designer Stephanie Vaso. The kitchen and family room opens to a patio that includes the pool and an outdoor kitchen. The stately two-story library houses thousands of volumes of hardcover books and a grand piano. The bedrooms of the homeowner's children are on the second floor, and 2 of the adjoining bedrooms have ladders that get into a shared play space above. The homeowners just laugh when destination vacation sites promise great views and a relaxed setting. Why bother going anywhere else? They say living in their lake home is like being on vacation all the time.
That home is gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely. But you know another place in East Texas that's gorgeous? Tyler State Park.
And the park is known for its hiking and biking trails, and one of those trails goes around the park's lake.
Melissa, you're talking about the Lakeshore Trail. Now, I was fortunate enough to go on a hike on the trail with Park Ranger Boyd Sanders, and it turns out that this is also one of the best places for bird watching.
When I'm doing just taking a birding group, we'll go out and just look for birds, because a lot of times they'll have at least a little bit of experience. I changed the title from Introduction to Birding to Everybody's a Birder, because I can always ask somebody what their favorite bird is, and they'll say, typically, it's northern cardinal. And when they say northern cardinal, I'll ask them what makes it a cardinal. And it's red, it's got a crest, it's got a black face, it's got a long tail. Well, evidently you're a birder, because now you can describe what they look like. This time of year, they're nesting, they're guarding territory, they're getting ready to do that, so they get really, really vocal. I'm hearing eastern phoebe, there's northern mockingbird, I just heard a brown-headed cowbird, there goes a flock of grackles, common grackles. I hear Carolina wren, blue jay, even as soon as the sun comes up or right before they start singing, we call that the dawn chorus, because it gets really, really noisy. Even when I'm leading a bird walk out here, even with new folks, I'll have to remember that, like we're hearing chickadees up here, I'll have to remember that there are people who would like to see a chickadee, because I'm walking through just kind of filing some of the more common birds in the back of my brain as, okay, I heard that. Watch that rock there. But you gotta kind of pay attention, because there's some people that would really like to see a chickadee. That's a great crested flycatcher. And it can be like old friends coming back to visit, because the great crested, I haven't been hearing, they showed up a couple of weeks ago. You're kind of walking through the forest and hear the first one of the season. It's like, hey, they're back, you know. Howdy, how we doing? Doing great. We actually have about 5 or 6 different forest types in the park. So we're going from upland pine forest, sandier soils, drier areas, and we're moving down into this bottomland hardwood forest, wetter soils. There's going to be fewer pines, a lot more hardwood, and this is kind of an area that's great as sort of a bird nursery. They have a lot of breeding birds in here. The grass in this area is river cane, which is what looks like bamboo here. And so it's just a whole different kind of habitat. You know, we do have different species of birds that'll hang out here that won't in an upland pine forest. And there's the woodpecker tree. This old dead oak up here has just been targeted by the pileated woodpeckers. And the tree on the right side of the trail has been hammered by yellow-bellied sapsuckers. That's with all the little holes and lines. Sapsuckers are the ones that are the migratory woodpecker. They're here in the wintertime. They've all left by now. Oh, this is it. This is one of my favorite places in the park. Two favorite places are this little area here. It's kind of this trail where the river cane is up to the beaver pond. And then I like the Blackjack Nature Trail because it's not woodlands, it's post oak savanna. So it's a whole different habitat. This is your 985 acre backyard. We have lots of trails. We have the lake for swimming and boating, fishing, lots of stuff to do out here. Basically just come out and have an adventure.
Tyler State Park isn't the only place to learn about the great outdoors. At a special place on Lake Tyler, nature and learning go hand in hand. When Camp Tyler opened in 1949, it was the first outdoor school of its kind in the nation. Kids are still going there to learn about trees, insects, and birds.
Come along as we follow students on a day of discovery.
You know, sometimes when you're sitting in class, like when we were kids, I know myself, you were sitting there learning from that teacher and there was always that one little something that you just didn't quite understand or you didn't get it because you couldn't get to that next level to get you there. That's what's wonderful about out here. We specialize in outdoor learning. For these kids to be able to come out into an environment like this and that hands-on approach and realize that they're learning so much while having fun is the benefit of being out here. It is an overall experience. We go over such thing as environment, erosion, what we call pond studies, where we study the life cycles of bugs and how they go from an egg to larva to a creature, and then how the fish feeds off of that. Through that whole thing of reaching in and seeing them in the net, identifying what that insect or creature may be, to see kids' eyes light up like that they can't get from just reading in a book. What we do on the fishing part, we explain how fish come about, how they lay eggs and they grow and the fingerlings and mature into fish, and we explain the importance of them in a pond ecosystem. But most importantly, the biggest thing out of that is just the kids having fun, and this is the first time that a lot of them ever caught a fish. And so as we're trying to teach those parts on why fish is important in the life cycle of the world, we want them to have fun. Same thing on the birding. We are very fortunate to be in this zone where an abundance of different birds are here. And we want kids to know that what is here, what it's about, and the purpose that they serve. You know, on insect control and the play that they have on the environment. And then just, it's really cool. It's like playing a game where when you go around the corner or you lift something up, that's next surprise thing that's there. That's kind of what happens with the birding. The kids get so mesmerized on who's going to find the latest, greatest, different one. In a way, it's to get them excited about search and discovery, and that mindset that creates on not just going by what someone tells you, but you taking the initiative to step out there and figure it out on your own, and then get excited about it. And so that's why we bring those features in too, is to let them know what is out there, why it's important to the world, but it's that fun factor. We knew that we had a very unique place out here, and we knew the impact that it was having on kids and their lives on the educational side and fun side, but we also knew that it was too magical of a place not to share with other people. So we decided to open it up to we have company picnics, weddings, other school events that may not be for learning, but just reward programs, Universities use us for outdoor learning experiences with their classes. We wanted to have a place where people could come that was safe, offered a unique experience where they could come and have fun and learn and then just enjoy it. And so we welcome those types of activities and groups and hope that everybody comes out and catches the magic of Camp Tyler.
Out and down. You watch your bobber until you get a bite or it goes under. See, I'm getting a bite. And just like that.
I don't remember school ever being that fun.
Yeah, me either.
Okay, Danny, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you a big fan of the show American Ninja Warrior?
I am a big fan of that show. You know, the athletes are amazing and those obstacles, they look impossible.
Yeah, well, there's a new American Ninja Warrior inspired course right here in East Texas. It's called iNinja.
Well, as far as the Ninja Warrior course, obviously the television show has been hugely popular in the United States, but also we wanted to appeal to a broader range of people. And so the Ninja course actually provides a place for, we have the small Ninja course, which is for 7-year-olds and below. We have the large Ninja course, which is going to challenge even the best athletes out there. We did research, spent about 1.5 years researching different opportunities that were out there, and we felt really good about bringing this to Tyler. It was probably a 5-month design process, a 3.5-month building process, and then we had to make some changes as we went. And we're, like I said, we're still making changes to upgrade it and make it better and better. So right now you have floor-mounted globes, basically. There's the cargo net, there's the sea of disc that we have, there's the hanging cargo nets that are full of foam. There's the spider wall, which is a very popular option. The most famous one is the warped wall, and right now we're looking at different options that we can bring to just add to the experience. We knew that there was a need for family entertainment in Tyler, Texas. We knew that there was limited things for parents to take their kids to do where they could be active and where they could exercise and have a good time doing it. And it's done exactly what we wanted it to do. It's brought in families, dads that used to sit and watch their kids play are now, mom and dads, are actually participating with their children on the Ninja course. Now their stamina might not be that of a 10 or 12-year-old, but they're getting in there and they're trying it. We have tons of parents that come in and try to do the Ninja course, and they keep coming back. That's what's cool about it. It's a very unique course. It's a personal design that we worked with the manufacturers to create, and it's truly a unique experience compared to what you would be able to find in other parks.
Danny, do you think you could master all those obstacles?
Oh, I'm not too sure, but it does look like a lot of fun.
One of my favorite things inside the magazine is the fashion spread. As you will see, models John Eichner and Keela Brooke are keeping it cool in casual looks at the Tyler Museum of Art.
Melissa, he's wearing clothing from Dillard's, and she has on outfits from the Purple Elephant Boutique.
Well, that brings us to the end of our show. Thanks, Danny, for joining us today.
You know, I had a lot of fun. You can pick up a copy of the magazine on newsstands throughout the area, or you can visit us online at nmagtexas.com.
Now we're leaving you with the video of Say I Won't by Meredith Crawford and the Backhand Band. Catch you next time.
remember